Save SA Wine live stream, and this morning we're showing a fabulous picture of Table Mountain. And I don't know if you guys know where this picture was taken, but it was actually taken on the Groote Post farm on the R27 on the West Coast Road on the way to Darling. And we're going to talk a little bit about Groote Post, and it's going to be interesting. Got quite a few things happening. But before I start with the announcements, I just want to say thank you to our friends at the Fishwives Club for sponsoring this morning's live stream. We have a 45, or they have a 45% lockdown special offer. It ends on the 31st of August, or whenever stock runs out. You will get a case of Fishwives Club Merlot and a case of Six Wives Club Sauvignon Blanc delivered straight to your door. Their price includes free delivery. So that's a wonderful lockdown special, and something that you probably won't see very quickly. Um, and like I said this morning, we have our Wineland Spy are going to be active in discovering our MCC producers. And our featured producer this morning is Grotto Post. Um, they produce a bunch of MCC, and they are on the road to Darling. So how do you get to Grotto Post? How you get there is, firstly, you follow them on Facebook. It's facebook.com /Groote Post. And then to get to the actual farm, you need to take the West Coast Road, the R27 towards Langebaan. Then you turn right into Darling's Hills Road opposite the Grotto Bay turnoff. And then after 10 kilometers, you'll turn right into the Groote Post cellar. So a great place to visit, and some interesting things going on at Groote Post. The first interesting thing is that they're open for wine tastings. Wine tastings are Mondays to Sundays from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And they are also open for wine sales, obviously wine sales within the lockdown restrictions, Monday to Thursday from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So get over to Groote Post. There's also some other reasons to go there. It's not just about that. Actual fact is, you can go for some farm experiences. You can go for a farm drive. It's quite interesting. There's a lot of other stuff going on there. Like I said, go to their Facebook page, facebook.com /Groote Post, and also onto their website. So you'll see quite a few things that you can do on the Groote Post farm. And then obviously the main reason why we are talking about Groote Post today is we're talking about the MCC. As you can see here, the bubbly is still made, the bottles are still turned the old-fashioned way. And this is all in celebration. We're doing this in celebration of Cap Classic Day, where we're going to celebrate on the 1st of September. I've heard that spring is coming. I've heard people are already driving to the West Coast to go see flowers. So if you're down in the West Coast and you're looking at wildflowers, please send us pictures of the wildflowers. Please send us pictures of Groote Post if you're driving out that way. They still promoting. They still handling the MCC or the bubbly in the old-fashioned way, turning it with hands. And this is a nice picture from the Groote Post cellar. So we're asking everybody to actually use this hashtag Cape Classic Day, and to get our story out there. We're going to promote this day, and there's a lot of things happening. 1st of September is Cape Classic Day, and if you're buying your loved one flowers, why not add a bottle of bubbly? And if you're going out this week to the Darling Way, why don't you get a bottle of bubbly right there from Groote Post? Or I'm sure that's in the shops as well. You can find all the details where you can get it on their website. A fantastic gift with a bunch of flowers on the 1st of September. If you're drinking bubbly, or you want you've got some MCC that you're opening, please send us pictures. Use the hashtag um, Cape Classic Day, and please post that pictures in the group. I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody in the group. We're closing in on 54,000 people. We'll go over 54,000 today, and we're closing in on 55,000 members. Every single member is appreciated, and thank you for the sterling job you guys are doing to create awareness. Please keep on doing that, and invite as many people as you can to join the group. Also, have a look there on your listing page what lockdown specials are still available. You can go to bit.ly/find SA wine. That is bit.ly/find SA wine. And if you're a wine producer or a winelands business and you want to list, also go to that link, and the link's in the description, and you'll be able to list your special for free. Then the other exciting news is we've got a new campaign announcement later today. So we are announcing a new campaign. We're announcing a new campaign later today. Just hold on. Sorry, we just had a bit of a disturbance here. I dropped my coffee on my keyboard, so that's a bit of an issue. Anyway, we've got this cleaned up, and so we've got a new campaign announcement later today, and that's going to be quite interesting. So keep yourself open, and make sure you're watching all the announcements and everything going in the group. So, before I go to our featured podcast of the day, I just want to tell you again, say a big thank you again to our sponsors, the Fishwives Club, for the offer that they are giving us. It's a 45% lockdown special. Thanks for giving that opportunity to the people in the group to buy this. It ends on the 31st of August, and it is a fantastic deal. So that is from the Fishwives Club, and thank you to them for sponsoring our show today. We just want to also talk about our featured podcast. Featured podcast today is Rudolph Steenkamp, winemaker and vineyard manager at Haskell Vineyards. And I had a very good interview with Rudolph. Sorry, not Richard, Rudolph Steenkamp. He's like I said, he's the winemaker and vineyard manager at Haskell Vineyards. And Rudolph is an interesting person, very good in his job, and it was a very interesting interview with him and the story of Haskell Vineyards. So, without further ado, I'm going to go on and play the story of Haskell Vineyards. Welcome to About the Winelands. In this show, we will be chatting to leaders, influencers, wine producers, restaurants, and other role players. Tune in every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for your latest episodes. You will find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Hi everyone, and welcome back to About the Winelands. Today I'm talking to Rudolph Steenkamp from Haskell Vineyards. Hi Rudolph.
Hi.
How are things going there at Haskell Vineyards?
It's going well, considering the situation. We have good weather. It's getting colder, which is great. You can already see the vineyards are going into their sleep. Currently busy in the vineyards, doing a bit of field work, getting some cover crop seeds in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much going on in the cellar now, just waiting for everything to go through malolactic fermentation. and getting the last bit of wine into barrel. And then we just wait and see what's going to happen.
Fortunately, wine is used to waiting, right? So we just have to be patient.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Rudolph, tell us a bit about yourself and how you became involved in the wine industry.
Yeah, so I grew up in a small town in the Garden Route. I went to an agricultural high school. That's probably where my love for the outside profession started. Um, After high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I just went overseas and I started working on all kinds of farms. And then about year three, year four, I decided I needed to go study. And then I knew it was supposed to be something in agriculture. And then I just stumbled upon Elsenburg, and I saw that they have a winemaker's course, and I just thought that is perfect. And I enrolled, and I actually really enjoyed what I was learning and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got into the wine industry, is just by chance. Um, After studying, I did a few stints overseas, harvesting in Australia, harvesting in France, and quite a few harvesting in South Africa at a few wineries. Got lucky in 2014, got a job at Valmwood as assistant winemaker, and stayed there for a year. Um, and then applied for a job at Groote Post, and I got that, and I stayed there for 4 harvests.
Wow.
And yeah, and yeah, and then got this opportunity here in mid 2018 and took that on now. So yeah, here I am at Haskell.
Oh, amazing. So talking about Haskell, Haskell has quite a bit of history as well. Can you share a bit of the Haskell history with our listeners?
Yeah, so the owner Preston Haskell the fourth, he's from America, and he bought this farm in 2002. Total of 23 hectares. Um, this farm's name first was Dombea, and it's because of all the wild pear trees that grow around the main house.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and obviously they had a wool shed here, and they spun the wool here, and they had citrus. And then when Preston bought the farm, he pretty much ripped everything out, all the citrus, took the wool shed down, built a cellar, and started planting vines. And yeah, ever since the farm has been quite renowned to produce top quality wines.
Well, that's awesome. So, I mean, you guys have quite a few things going on there at the farm. So, what can a guest experience when they're visiting the estate?
It's right smack in the middle of all these big, very popular farms in the Helderberg. Um, what the guest can experience here is something very unique, very, very special, I would say. We're not as busy as the rest of the tour. It's not as touristy. So when you get here, there's always space for you. You know, you don't feel like you're cramped in a place, and you can pretty much have a 360 view of the whole, um, falls by surroundings. We've got a restaurant and guest houses and all those things.
Yeah, I see that you offer accommodation on the estate. How much guest space do you have?
So accommodation wise, we've got two types of accommodation. They're both self-catering, fully equipped kitchen, free Wi-Fi and DSTV. Winter is excellent to be here. We've got amazing fireplaces inside, so you can be snug as a bug. And then obviously a lot of red wine will sort you out as well. Um, yeah, and look, it's right. It's very secluded. It's quiet here. There's a lot of wildlife here. Um, on average a day, I see at least 2 to 6 pairs of fishing eagles all
Wow.
soaring above the estate. So there's a lot of bird of prey here. A lot of buck in the wintertime when the grass starts to grow. And yeah, and the occasional leopard does come around, but they usually stay away.
Oh, well. So, your restaurant, Long Table, is quite well known. And can you tell us a bit more about what Long Table offers?
Yeah, so long term has been here for a while now. In 2017, the farm took over and revamped it completely. It's a great place if you really like unpretentious, flavorsome food. The chef now is Coronel Mini, and she's really talented. I mean, she makes probably some of the best pork bellies that I've ever tasted in a while.
Awesome.
And we took care and attention to detail. We we make sure that the foods pair well, or the wines pair well with the food, and vice versa. So they kind of, it's a bang for buck as well. If you really like proper food and you don't want to pay too much, then this is definitely a place to be. And absolutely breathtaking views, especially if you sit outside, under the beautiful indigenous trees that we have. It's something different that we offer that's not around here in the Elderberg.
Yeah, I suppose it's also important, that you as winemaker and the chef, you're mentioning the wine pair and food pairings, work together as a team on that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So when we do a new menu, which happens, I think, every quarterly session, summer menu, winter menus, and then also for special events like Valentine's Day and all those type of things, then we actually sit and then she says, well, she wants to do this and this, and then she prepares the meal, and then we actually try it with our whole range and see what works best with it. So it's not just something, okay, this looks like it works with Chardonnay, because sometimes it really doesn't. And a red wine will work with this dish where you didn't really think about it. Yeah. So yeah, we take quite pride in that.
Well, that's excellent. So tell me, weddings and events. This is something that you also have on your website. Do you have other events besides weddings?
Yeah. So we do birthday parties, corporate functions, year-end functions, gala dinners, prestigious award functions, you name it. We can cater for all of those things. Weddings obviously is top of our list because of the setting that we have. It's absolutely stunning here, and we've got the two guest houses, that can accommodate the bridal party and and so forth. And also we can sit about 100 guests, so it's not a massive place. And the kitchen can handle all these people and still make excellent meals for a pretty good price point. Um, I had my wedding here 2 years ago in May, in the middle of winter, and we just popped up a tent on the picnic area, and it worked out perfect. Summer and winter weddings here. It's both are amazing times to have it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just a quick interruption, but I do need to remind you that we are currently in a very difficult time. The South African government has set up a fund where businesses and individuals can donate to support their country through this crisis. Go to the website now and add your small donation: www.solidarityfund.co.za. Please join us all in the fight against COVID-19. That is at www.solidarityfund.co.za. Now, let's get on with the show.
So, to the important stuff, Rudolph, tell us a bit more about your wines that you're producing and also your winemaking philosophy.
Okay, so red is king here. So we produce the classical varieties that's around here: Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and Chardonnay. So those are the few grape varieties that we have. We definitely focus more on the Cab and the Shiraz, and as well on the white side on the Chardonnay. These are the most renowned ones on our farm. But recently, I actually had this quite a pleasant discovery that I think that our Merlot is actually quite on par with some of the best out there, which I think a lot of the wine farms can't really say because it's such a hard variety to get right. Luckily for our terroir, I think it helps a lot, and we can make nice plum Merlots. My philosophy to winemaking is minimalist intervention. Um, we work really hard in the vineyards to get the best quality product to the farm. to the cellar, and then don't work the berries too hard, don't over extract it, take your time, make calculated decisions, and attention to detail, the smaller things, because that obviously determines a great wine, a good wine from a great wine. Our oak regime is quite low. I feel like the Helderberg in general, you don't really need to pound it in with oak because it's so powerful already. Filtration from the berries, that it messes with the terroir expression that you get here.
Mhm. Well, that's interesting. It used to be I think in the early 90s it was a fashion to over oak Chardonnay a lot of times.
Back in the 90s, obviously, guys were just so happy to get Chardonnay that they thought they need to put the best barrels to this new variety. And it was a big trend back then. I mean, I've tasted a few of the 19 Chardonnays now, and it's oak bomb. But
Yes.
the trend is changing. There's a lot more people moving away from new oak now and picking at different stages of ripeness, and they're really starting to compete with the rest of the world. Not that they haven't, but I mean, like, they're starting to perfect their specific style expression that they want to achieve.
The amazing thing about wine, right? You can really, it's such it's not a static art. It's something that expands. It's expansive all the time.
Yeah, it's just evolving every time, and there's new markets out there, and I won't be surprised that something after this whole thing will come, something new will come out.
Amazing. So, where are your wines sold? Are you exporting any of your wines?
Yeah, we do. We export quite a bit to Europe, predominantly Germany, but we do Sweden and Austria and so forth. We're currently not in England. We have Haskell. We got it imported there, and we're almost there in China now. Locally wise, yeah, we do have a few top restaurants that have our wines, but the best way to get our wine currently is just to go online and order right from the website, and then we can drop it off at your house.
I see that you have a wine club. So, can you tell us a bit more about that?
It's got quite a lot of advantages. Obviously, you get first dibs on new releases, proper discounts, and good invites to all the winemakers dinners, events that we are hosting. With us on the farm as well as on neighboring farms that you will get invited to keep you in the loop and just make you feel like part of the whole farming experience and the value chain of what Haskell has.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So, Rudolph, the coronavirus, it forced all of us to rethink our business models. And do you have any changes or new ideas in mind?
Changing definitely. I think we are going to approach more online sales at the moment, since the restaurant and the tasting room can't be open, which will be key factors. And then also doing once gatherings start, we'll focus more on small group gathering tastings and wine dinners, as well as going to wine clubs itself that is there out there, and host tastings and dinners with them.
I think the main thing is, I read some research about, keep on building your brand while things are not going well. If you look at marketing research, companies that kept on building their brands throughout recessions usually outperform companies that didn't do that.
So we try to get the social media platform going. I mean, everybody's in front of a TV or a cell phone or something, so the chances of you imprinting some kind of impression on them, is good if they swipe over you or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but yeah, definitely optimistic on that front.
Okay. So yourself, what is the most important thing that you've learned from your wine journey?
Do not try to force something, huh? The grape can only give you so much before it's too much. Um, Work slow and attention to detail. Because in the end, it's the small things that is the difference between a good wine and a great wine, I think. Work really hard in the vineyards, make sure the plant is healthy and all those type of things with nature and not against it. There's a lot of people out there that try to force the plant to do something, and then it's an organism. It has limitations, and once you see that limitation, you can work around it and make it better. So that's pretty much what I've learned in a short career.
So, okay, well, let's end with this. Can you give us your very own wine quote or your favorite one?
Yes, I was sitting this morning and thinking about it. Can I do a quirky one or what? And then I thought, yeah, look, I thought about it this way, and I've said it to a lot of mates. If you can only drink a glass of that wine, then it's probably not worth drinking then.
That is a good one. I like that. I mean, if you like something, you need to have at least a bottle. I agree with you. Rudolph, how do people get hold of you if they, want to get hold of Haskell? Where did they get hold of you guys?
We obviously have a website. It's www.haskellvineyards.com, Haskell with 2 L's, and there's all the contact details of our distribution there, our weddings, the restaurant, everything. All the contact details is on there. Our events manager, everything. So yeah, the website is probably the best option that you have to get in contact.
Okay, awesome. I'll put the links down in the description. Rolf, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for taking time. I know you're busy, and I appreciate that you took the time to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for supporting our show. If you would like to get more exposure for your business, please have a look at our sponsorship options. Thanks again for supporting About the Winelands. Please follow us on YouTube and on our social media channels. All details and links are in the description.